Indiana Newsdesk is made possible in part by the following: IU Health Southern Indiana physicians, primary care and specialty care providers now accepting new patients in Bloomington and throughout South Central Indiana. siphysicians.org. The IU School of Education, preparing teachers, scholars, and administrators to improve teaching and learning in Indiana and around the world. More at education.indiana.edu. Main Source Bank, headquartered in Greensburg, Indiana, offering products and services to fit every stage of life. More information at mainsourcebank.com. Main Source, life needs a great bank. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Smithville Fiber, the Gigacity Company. Fiber Internet, HD, and digital IPTV in Southern Indiana. More information at smithville.com.
And by WTIU members. Thank you.
Coming up on Indiana Newsdesk. Pre-K legislation signed by Governor Eric Holcomb will provide $1 million towards an online option, but some question how well the home-based program prepares kids for school.
Pre-K, as we know it, should be done in a classroom under the guidance of a highly qualified teacher.
We'll introduce you to the mother of a recent online pre-K graduate and ask her how she feels about the program. Plus, at first glance, it may look like any modern workplace, but some of the people at this Indiana company are really young.
Probably being a mom is the hardest job out there, and it probably gets the least amount of credit.
We'll take you inside the business that's offering employees a unique way to achieve work-life balance. And construction on I-69 is delayed for the 4th time. Those stories, plus the latest news headlines from across the state, right now on Indiana Newsdesk. Welcome to Indiana Newsdesk. I'm Joe Wren. Indiana spent more than $24 million in 2016 on kids repeating kindergarten. Experts say high-quality preschool programs prepare children for kindergarten, potentially saving the state money on remediation. Governor Eric Holcomb this week approved 15 additional Indiana counties for participation in On My Way Pre-K, the state's first state-funded preschool program. The counties were added as a result of the Indiana General Assembly's decision earlier this year to expand the program from 5 to 20 counties. But the legislation also sets aside money for another preschool option. Lindsay Wright joins us now to tell us more about it.
That's right, Joe. Legislation passed this year expands the state's On My Way Pre-K program, but it also sets aside $1 million for online pre-K efforts. The online option is designed to increase access for low-income families, but some believe the money would be better spent on in-class programs. One by one, young kids here in Floyd County are graduating from their pre-K program. But it's not traditional preschool. It's all done online. Jackson is one of about 100 students graduating from the home-based Upstart program. He also attends an in-class preschool, but his mom was eager to try something new with him so he would be prepared for kindergarten.
My daughter, she didn't have a rough start, but she wasn't maybe as prepared as I would have liked.
New Albany Floyd County Schools is the first district in the state to pilot the Upstart program through a federal grant. The Waterford Institute in Utah develops the program, which New Albany schools also use as a reading intervention tool for K through 2nd grade classes. That's why Tony Duffy, the director of elementary education, says he was expecting positive results.
We jumped at the chance because we saw what Waterford did for other students, and we knew we had an opportunity to do that with our students that are coming in.
Here's how it works. Before beginning the program, kids take an online assessment. Then, with their parents, the kids use the program at home 15 minutes a day, 5 days a week for 9 months. They take the same assessment once they've completed the program, and then they graduate. The results of the follow-up exam are compared to the one the kids took before they began Upstart.
And you might not think that was really long enough for children to learn much, but the software is so individualized that it teaches the children exactly what they need to know before they move on to the next thing.
Currently, more than 27,000 low-income 4-year-olds don't have access to high-quality pre-K in Indiana. Several counties have limited options or even no option. The Indiana General Assembly is putting $1 million toward online pre-K, and it's not exactly clear yet how the money will be distributed. The legislation also allocates more money to the state's On My Way pre-K program launched 2 years ago, which gives pre-K scholarships to low-income kids. Some argue that $1 million for online pre-K should be prioritized to the traditional preschool style.
An online pre-K program can help a child develop specific skills, say in letter identification or numeracy, but cannot provide the same depth and breadth of skills a child will get from a high-quality classroom-based pre-K experience.
Maple says online pre-K simply can't provide kids with some of the critical social skills, for example, that are necessary for development. And Waterford officials acknowledge that, but say the true advantage of programs like Upstart is access.
So it's all about the access. We are not here to replace anything. We know how valuable site-based and high-quality early education is. But some people can't get there, some people can't afford it.
Miner says it is best to pair the program with a site-based preschool, but the most important goal is for the child to be kindergarten ready.
If you can't get your 4-year-old to school, or if the district doesn't have transportation funds, or if you're so rural that you don't have a site-based program, you know, this will get the children ready to go to school. It's called kindergarten readiness. It's not called preschool.
Reynolds says she fully expects Jackson to have an easy transition into kindergarten.
2, 3, 4 months into it, you're kind of like, okay, we really have to spend every night doing this, but it's worth it because I've seen the things, I've seen the growth.
For Indiana Newsdesk, I'm Lindsay Wright.
Lindsay, thanks for that report. So what are some of the challenges in getting a program like that going in Indiana?
So every state is different. This organization is based in Utah, and for example, you know, families in Utah have more 2-parent households. So families there don't necessarily look like the ones in Indiana, and in Indiana they don't look like families in Mississippi where another pilot program is being done. And, you know, legislators, education advocates have been concerned about how this would translate across state lines, and that's been a challenge the organization has had to work through.
And Waterford claims that this Upstart program can be more accessible for low-income families. Why is that?
So Waterford Institute says in Utah they first seek out English language learners and low-income families first. And they also provide families with internet access and a computer to try to make it more accessible. And but just to be clear, in Floyd County, the district picked these families for this pilot.
And is there a concern about the technology that these kids could be using every day?
There is concern about that.
Yeah.
Claudia Miner with Waterford said that a legislator in Utah asked her, how do you keep the families off the computer if you provide those resources for her? And her answer was, we don't want them off of it. She said that if they don't already have those resources, they're clearly behind, and it's contributing to a tech gap between families. And I thought it was just really interesting. And so she said they want mom and dad on the computer figuring out bills and health insurance, and they want to kind of close that gap.
Lindsay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Credit ratings agency Standard & Poor's says it's more likely the section of I-69 from Bloomington to Martinsville will be finished if the state takes the project over from the private developer. S&P downgraded the bonds being used to fund construction this week to a CCC-. That means if circumstances don't change, it's likely that the developer will default within 6 months. As Barbara Brozier reports, the IFA is in negotiations to try and take the project over.
If you've driven between Bloomington and Martinsville at all recently, this construction is probably getting old.
I feel very inconvenient going. It might take a half hour longer to get up to Indianapolis.
And the trip won't be getting shorter anytime soon. While the state says 4 lanes of traffic will be open through the Bloomington area by this August, construction on the 21-mile stretch of interstate won't wrap up until next summer.
That's pretty bad. They should have been better at what they were doing.
The public-private partnership being used to build this portion of I-69 has been plagued with problems, so the state is trying to take over the project. But so far, its offer to buy out the project bonds hasn't been accepted. According to an Indiana Finance Authority analysis, there's a $164 million gap in the funding available for construction and the money needed to finish Section 5. The IFA says the cost of the project to the state will be no more than what it originally paid under the public-private partnership, but it's unclear where the money will come from to finish the project and whether taxpayers will foot any of the bill.
There's already too much tax money being taken from us.
This isn't the first time the state's run into issues with a public-private partnership. Governor Mitch Daniels leased the Indiana Toll Road to a private company for $3.8 billion in 2006 to help fund other infrastructure projects, including portions of I-69. But the private operator declared bankruptcy, and an Australian company took over the lease in 2015. While the state says the change didn't impact toll road operations, it calls into question whether public-private partnerships are in the best interest of Hoosiers. It's pretty clear what central Indiana commuters think.
If they're going to make an extra lane, they could have done it a lot faster. I think they're doing too many other things.
For Indiana Newsdesk, I'm Barbara Brozier.
The funding for the final leg of I-69 from Martinsville to Indianapolis has yet to be determined. The Indiana Department of Transportation estimates that portion of I-69 will cost about $1.5 billion. It says all options are on the table for funding the project. Martinsville's mayor says she's not worried about the final portion of interstate being plagued with delays like Bloomington.
Really, the mayor has no control over how the construction goes. So my hope is maybe there's been some things that they've figured out.
INDOT will release its final draft of plans for Section 6 during the first quarter of next year. Now, for headlines, we go over to Barbara Brozier, who has the latest on this week's top stories.
Thanks, Joe. One of Mike Pence's brothers is considering a congressional run. Greg Pence confirms he's being courted as a possible candidate for the Eastern Indiana congressional seat that includes Muncie and Columbus. The vice president and former Indiana governor once held the seat. Republican Luke Messer currently represents the district, but he's expected to launch a bid for the Senate soon. 12 employees of a voter mobilization group are facing criminal charges accusing them of submitting fraudulent or fake voter registration applications. Prosecutors allege that the workers created and submitted falsified voter registration applications to meet work quotas. A supervisor for those canvassers is also charged. Marion County Prosecutor Terry Curry says state police found no evidence of voter fraud. Indiana convenience stores want Hoosiers to hear directly from them on the need for changes to the state's alcohol laws. They're launching an advocacy campaign called Chill Indiana. It comes as lawmakers prepare to study alcohol laws this summer.
The convenience store industry sees thousands of customers every day. And so we have the audience, and we will certainly use those stores to reach that audience.
A protest of Indiana's drinking laws is scheduled for this Sunday at the Ricker store in Columbus. It's being hosted by the Bartholomew County and Jackson County Libertarian parties. The 44 remaining Marsh stores will go to auction Monday. The grocery chain received multiple bids for its assets as of Wednesday's deadline. The winning buyer may choose to keep some Marsh stores open, convert them to another chain's brand, or close them entirely. A federal appeals court ruled in northwestern Indiana County's policies controlling the use of its courthouse grounds violate the First Amendment. The ACLU of Indiana sued Tippecanoe County's commissioners on behalf of the Higher Society of Indiana Incorporated after the commissioners rejected a request by a group that supports legalizing marijuana to rally outside the courthouse. The ACLU calls the court's decision a victory for free speech. Residents living along a stretch of I-65 from Seymour to Columbus are preparing for construction. 2 public hearings took place this week so people could see the plans for widening the interstate and ask questions.
We adhere to the congestion policies that INDOT has, which is keeping 4 lanes of traffic open as much as possible, with the occasional, single lane closures for very specific short time frames off peak time.
Preliminary construction on the project could begin as early as this year, with major construction starting next year and completion slated for 2020. Indiana University tuition rates will increase by 1.4% each of the next 2 years. The IU Board of Trustees approved tuition and fee rates this week. The increase equals $145 at IU Bloomington and $129 at IU PUI for the upcoming school year. Ball State's trustees also approved a 1.25% increase for in-state undergraduates. Well, the summer's wet weather means the popular Colorado blue spruce tree is more susceptible to a harmful fungal disease that attacks the tree's needles. Signs of the disease usually appear during the mid to late summer.
Rises Fair has been in the state for a long time, but in the last 10 years is when really we begin to see a lot of decline in blue spruce trees and other spruce trees, and the problem just continues to perpetuate itself.
Cody says it is possible to treat the infection with fungicides, but they can be difficult and costly. A tough summer, it seems, for some plants out there, Joe.
I saw a lot of trees going down around the courthouse square in Bloomington, too. So
could be related. We'll have to check it out.
Thanks, Barbara. Coming up next on Indiana Newsdesk, we'll visit an office in Indianapolis where every day is Take Your Child to Work Day. And we'll tell you what's bringing these members of the agriculture community together for a special dinner. These stories and more right here on Indiana Newsdesk.
$10,000.
15? 15, you think?
20, 21,000?
600.
20. 18 fine.
24.
It's at least 40.
Look at it.
4,500,000.
650.
20.
650.
This textile would be worth about $500,000.
$500,000?
No way.
I knew it. It's just a blanket.
Laying on the back of a chair. Well, sir, you have a national treasure.
Wow.
A national treasure. Congratulations.
I can't believe this.
Welcome back to Indiana Newsdesk. Well, for the first time ever, the Food and Drug Administration is asking a pharmaceutical company to stop selling a powerful prescription painkiller due to the dangers of abuse. The opioid called Opana helped spark Indiana's HIV outbreak, which Barbara covered many times, spent a lot of time in Scott County. So what's different about this drug that the FDA is stepping in?
So the company that makes this, Endo Pharmaceuticals, they reformulated Opana back in 2012 because the previous version, they had so many issues with abuse. So they made this, what they thought was a crush-resistant pill, so people couldn't crush it to snort and inject. Well, they started melting it instead, and people found that they could inject the drug that way. That's how people started abusing this drug. And the FDA, I spoke to them this morning, they said that Opana is being abused more than any other opioid in this way through intravenous drug use.
So what do health officials in Scott County think about this FDA request?
You know, they think it's a step in the right direction. I did speak with Scott County Public Health Nurse Brittany Combs, who we've talked to on this show before. Here's what she had to say. She thought it was too little too late.
They're not just going to quit using because Opana is taken off the market. They're just going to switch to something else. So it's not really going to help us really in the long run.
And I've talked to Combs before. She's talked about the fact that Opana is legal, so it's a little bit easier for people to get there, and she'd rather have them using that than something like heroin, which you kind of get a mixed bag because it's being mixed with so many other components right now.
So how about the pharmaceutical company? Have they responded to this?
They did put out a statement, Endo Pharmaceuticals, and they said that they are going to evaluate their options moving forward. They said they understand that opioids are really important, but that they can be abused. So they haven't quite decided how to move forward.
Barbara, thank you very much. Indiana is one of 6 states that allows hemp cultivation for commercial purposes, and some farmers across the state are looking to cash in on the crop. As Brad Davis reports, they learned more about the opportunity during a special hemp dinner this week.
Leaders in agriculture and food systems gathered at Main Street Grill in central Indiana this week to discuss the future of a versatile crop. Hemp is a fiber and oilseed crop that can be used to make products like mustard, sunflower oil, and rope. But there are still restrictive laws in place that prevent it from being widely cultivated and sold.
I have not met one person who's been adequately educated on hemp who isn't all for it. So it just takes 10 minutes to sit down with somebody and talk to them about it, and you've got a supporter, you have an advocate.
Scott says the biggest misconception about hemp is its similarity to marijuana. Hemp lacks the THC content that gives the high associated with marijuana use. Scott hopes events like the one at Main Street Grill will help spur further discussion about the potential of hemp as an economic booster in Indiana. For Indiana Newsdesk, I'm Brad Davis.
Imagine this: instead of taking your baby to daycare on your way to work, you bring your baby with you to work. It's a reality at one Indiana company where new parents have the option to bring their babies to work until they turn 6 months old. Barbara Brozier explains how it helps employees balance their new roles as parents with their careers.
Oh, that's a good one.
As the end of Whitney Flanzer's maternity leave approached earlier this year, the thought of returning to work actually brought her a sense of relief.
It's been so nice to not have to worry about, sending him off to a babysitter or to daycare right after maternity leave.
When Flanzer came back to work, she brought her son Roman along too.
Roman was born in December, and he joined us here at Borshoff at the end of March, and he'll be here for about another couple of weeks, so through mid-June.
Flanzer works at Borshoff, an advertising and public relations firm in Indianapolis. For the past 17 years, the company's offered new parents the opportunity to work an alternate schedule. They can reduce their hours and bring their babies to work from the ages of 6 weeks to 6 months.
And here we are in 2017, almost a baby a year averaging. There have been a couple of times where we've had 2 babies overlap by a little bit.
Karen Alter's son Matthew was the second baby to participate in the program.
Here's me with Matthew back in the day in 2000 and then in 2015.
She's an owner and principal at Borshoff and says having Matthew at work helped her figure out how to juggle a career and motherhood.
I was able to have that time with him for the first 12 weeks of maternity leave, and then also bring him with me for the next 12 weeks because I wasn't ready to just drop him off at a child care. I could bring him with me, I could be here with him, I could see what he was doing, rock him to sleep, feed him, those kinds of things. It was really the best of both worlds.
That's not to say having a baby at work doesn't come with challenges. On top of client meetings and deadlines, parents participating in the program have to deal with feedings and unexpected meltdowns.
There are days that I have spit up all over me. There are days that he has blowouts, and we just roll with it.
And the mom's coworkers don't seem to mind. In fact, they enjoy having the babies around.
It's never too much. I feel like it's maybe too much at times for the moms, but they have a lot of help, and we all kind of help out and watch the kids from time to time whenever there are meetings and that kind of thing.
Bring Your Baby to Work participants say that's one of the unexpected benefits of the program. They're not in it alone. Flanzer found herself looking to coworkers like Lindsay Hadley for advice. Hadley's 2-year-old Milo also spent some of his first months in the office.
I'm very loyal to Borshoff now because of this, that I feel like they helped raise me and helped raise Milo. And it just seems like you get better employee retention.
It's a recruiting tool Hadley says she's surprised more Indiana companies don't take advantage of. Like most other states, Indiana doesn't guarantee any paid leave for new parents. So many working parents are left with no choice but to put their newborns into daycare early on.
Either I would have had to quit my job or my partner would have had to quit his. There's just no other way. I can't imagine.
The program gives parents a rare chance to bond with their children during the precious first months of their lives. And while there's no scientific proof, moms here think the program does have a big impact on the personality of their kids.
He was a lot more social, I think, because he was around so many people all the time, and he didn't mind just going to anybody, and that was pretty huge.
You don't have to take their word for it. Just hear what Bring Your Baby to Work graduate Matthew had to say about how he thinks the program shaped his life.
My mom's basically my hero. She conquered a lot. She's just a good role model to have in life, and she's just an all-around awesome person.
For Indiana Newsdesk, I'm Barbara Brozier.
Now, it looks like Borshoff has a private room, though, for mothers, too, to use.
They do as well. In addition to getting a private office during this time, there's also a place where they can breastfeed and let their baby nap as well.
And do any men bring in their
It is offered
babies
to mothers
too?
and fathers,
Yeah.
but no men so far have taken advantage.
I'm sure that will change eventually.
Yes.
Thanks so much, Barbara. That's the end of this program, but our work continues online as we cover the news throughout the week at WTIUnews.org. Have a great weekend.
Indiana Newsdesk is made possible in part by the following: IU Health Southern Indiana physicians, primary care and specialty care providers now accepting new patients in Bloomington and throughout South Central Indiana. siphysicians.org. The IU School of Education, preparing teachers, scholars, and administrators to improve teaching and learning in Indiana and around the world. More at education.indiana.edu. Main Source Bank, headquartered in Greensburg, Indiana, offering products and services to fit every stage of life. More information at mainsourcebank.com. Main Source, life needs a great bank. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Smithville Fiber, the Gigacity Company. Fiber Internet, HD, and digital IPTV in Southern Indiana. More information at smithville.com.
And by WTIU members, thank you.